Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for the support. The driver versus driver videos are going awesome. If you haven't seen them, go and check them out. We've got more to come. We have the blocky fitting video, which was really good. That's our core business, day to day. That's what we're doing.
It's good to see, yeah.
Yeah, and this is what we do for fun. So we hope you enjoy both. Today we are going to check out Cobra irons, both hollow body. We got King Tech and King Tech X. We only added Cobra irons to our Matrix last year. We probably added something.
Yeah, so we started doing robot testing like 2 years ago. This is our third year really doing robot testing. The first year we did it, we didn't really, we tested the Cobras, but we didn't really carry them at the time, and they actually performed really well. So we added a couple to the line last year. I think we added the wrong ones actually, because we hadn't looked at all the testing yet. But the two hollow body ones, both the X and the regular ones, really performed well.
Yeah.
And the X, the first year we tested, was the longest player club we tested.
Yeah. Funny story on that. So today we got two tests for you. We're going to do a 70-mile-an-hour live test that we haven't seen before, out of the center of the club, and then we've got the back of house test verified by Dr. Tom Mace at 80 miles an hour. After Glenn sends through the data, Tom Mace shoots one back saying, "Hey, are you sure you tested this at 80, not 90?"
Right.
So keep an eye out for how long this thing's going to be in the 80-mile-an-hour test. Hang in there for that. But first things first, there's a lot of competition in this space, right?
Yep.
So these guys are going toe-to-toe with the biggest and baddest in the iron, matrix, and they've got something pretty cool up their sleeve. Let's get into this test first, see what it does at 70 mile an hour, because there's plenty of people out there in that category looking for these.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, 70 miles an hour with a 7-iron is probably 80, 82, 83 with a driver. I mean, there's a lot of people there. Yeah. I'll be there at one point in time, and hopefully not too soon, but, I'm only 85 or something now, but, that's just a lot of people that, you need to test those things.
Yeah.
And we're going to actually add that to our complete test, actually. So it's worth giving it a try now and see how it performs.
Okay. We've kind of got our iron test standardized right now, so it's nice, easy to change speeds. First one we've got snapping is the King Tech, so the higher lofted, the 29.5-degree 7-iron, somewhat traditional for nowadays, I guess. So 29.5-degree 7-iron. Let's give it a run, Glenn. 70 miles an hour, 0 face, 0 path, 4 degrees down. What's your expectation of distance here?
I mean, 70 miles an hour, if you can hit 235, 240, that's probably pretty good.
135, I put, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and we got 130 carry for 145 total. That's, based on that land angle and the spin rate, 5,000 almost there. So
that's not terrible. So only 70 miles an hour to get 5,000 RPMs of spin, that's really good. What you're looking for, like at tour level, right, is 7-iron about 7,000-ish. So, you're dropping from 95 miles an hour average on tour down to 70.
Yep.
You still got pretty good spin. So that's pretty good stopping power.
Okay. Well, let's snap in the King Tech X, which is built for more distance. We drop 2.5 degrees off the loft, so it becomes a 27-degree 7-iron. That's really, really strong.
Yep.
But they're not just de-loft in a club, right? And this is a lot of conversation in our comments. It's more to it, and Mark's going to dive into that.
Yeah, we'll dive into that a little bit.
When we get to the 80-mile-an-hour test, he'll tell the full story, so hang in there to hear Mark's explanation. But first of all, let's hit it at 70 miles an hour. Okay. Pretty well down the same lines. 133 carry, so we got just over 3 yards longer, and 148 total. So nearly that 150 yards total.
I tell you what, 150 at 70 miles an hour is pretty damn good for a 7-iron.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's huge. And then the interesting thing is that, the spin dropped a little bit, but it's still, 4,500 and higher, which, at that speed's pretty good.
Yeah, 400 or 500 RPMs, and it's a full half a club, if not half a club, and a little stronger in loft.
Right.
Okay, so that's what you get at 70 miles an hour. Let's just have a quick look at the range, Glenn, just to show that distance change from above, sorry. Yeah, so you see the green one there, just a stretch further, half a club.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Now, the real scientific test, we got the 80-mile-an-hour test. I'm going to let Mark take the lead here and run off some numbers.
Yeah, so if you look actually at the numbers that we got up on the screen here, the loft's obviously 1.5 degrees, 2.5 degrees difference, which is quite a bit. What's impressive to me is the launch angle actually only lowered by 0.6.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
Well, that means they got a lot of tungsten in the bottom. I mean, the only way to do it is put a lower CG. So, that's pretty impressive to be able to drop that much in loft and only drop, half a degree basically in launch angles. That's huge. Obviously between the two, the spin rate dropped quite a bit from 4,700 down to 4,200. That's still not bad at 70 miles an hour. Obviously, it's going to be less than that, but it's still in the range, right? And that's the kind of trade-off, right? So, if you're really looking for distance, it's a great club. But if you play someplace where you got to carry it to all the greens and stuff, just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to stop it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you do trade off, like, with all of these stronger lofted clubs. What Cobra have done so well here, and what goes against, I mean, you see it in all the comments, are you just de-lofting product? When you see that launch wash out as the same, even though one club is a lot stronger than the other, it shows that they've achieved what they wanted to with that body shape being bigger in the X. It totally is.
Yeah, it's a bigger body shape, and obviously it's got a lower center of gravity.
Yep.
Because there's no way you're going to get that same kind of launch angle out with de-lofting it that much.
Yep.
It's pretty impressive, actually.
And we talked about forgiveness a lot. It's not just these numbers, which will show you more forgiveness dispersion charts just coming up now, but it's about what else happens. So the sole interaction through the ground with the X is going to be a wider, bigger snowshoe effect versus the normal one. You've got a little more visual to look down at, more confidence inspiring. So these things
definitely bigger head.
Add to that forgiveness equation.
A little more offset, or at least it looks like it is anyway.
Yep.
And the top line's a little thicker, obviously, too. Another thing we look at, you know, as far as cosmetics go. You know, as far as the, descent angle, that changed by 1.5 degrees almost, right?
Not too bad.
Not terrible, it's a 2.5 degree, loft change.
Yeah.
That's, again, not so bad at all. And then, obviously, the carry distance at 80 miles an hour, which is kind of, that's an easy swing for me, so that's good. 161 with the standard one, and 166.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hit a 166.
Through the air. It's moving.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And for a club, it's really not huge and ugly. I mean, it's not, a snow shovel by any means.
Right? They look like blades. That's the cool thing about it.
And sitting in the bag, I mean, this is another thing. I really don't think about it so much at higher handicap, and distance clubs, but you can blend these clubs.
Yeah.
To keep in mind that, there's going to be a 2.5 degree loft change. You don't need 2.5 degrees change to make up for that, because the difference in launch is only a half.
Yeah.
So
So really a minor bend.
Minor bend you can probably get away with.
Yeah.
Just make the one that you're going, like if you do the X through the 8-iron or something, just so you got a little more feel and smaller heads on the shorter clubs. 7.65, maybe just, bend the 7 to 8-iron just maybe a degree strong, and not even, just maybe even 0.5 degree strong, and you probably don't have any gaps.
Yeah,
so,
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I get kind of the fun one here, which is the dispersion chart. So we've got King
Yeah.
Tech on the left, we've got King Tech X on the right, and it's weird. We've got obviously the distance there. You see half a club again translate up into even to the rollout portion.
Right.
So the X runs out a lot. The Tech is a lot more consistent, which is what you'd hope for. And the Tech is the one that you'd aim at, a little higher speed player. Just because their technique's good, it means they can swing faster generally anyway.
Right. Yep.
And they get more consistent circles. So especially from the toe, it's really consistent. And this is they're still working out this longer term story, which we'll bring Tom Mace in for. You get the X, which is hotter off the face, lower loft. So we see these circles start to expand a bit. What I do like about the X is that it goes really straight.
Yeah.
So you see these bigger bodies with the CG further away, further back, often start to hang out to the right, which is bad for a not a good golfer.
And especially the X. We almost saw that draw a little bit on the bigger test. We didn't see it so much on the one shot we hit, because we didn't really dial in everything exactly. But, consistently we saw a little more draw out of the X, which is great. That's perfect.
Especially in this category.
Right.
So if you're looking for distance, I mean, we've talked about this. There's another Callaway iron out there that is very close to this, but these really are a distance irons. The King Tech is a bit of a blend of both. The X is absolutely distance. I mean, you guys are out there. Distance sells, we know it. That's why everyone markets it. Personally, from our fitting experience, we like to see peak height good, land angle good, spin rate good.
And really, at the end of the day, when you're looking at irons, I mean, what I really look at is, how small is a circle?
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably more important than 5 yards extra if your circle doubles in size.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously, the further you go out when you're at club head speed and, even these graphs and stuff, all those circles get bigger because you're just, expanding it out there, right? But, consistency is key in irons, in my opinion.
And if you start pushing this another 10 miles an hour, just thinking that you're going to carry your 7-iron nearly 180 yards.
Yeah, if you're swinging 90 miles an hour, stay away from the X. You don't need to hit it that far.
Exactly.
I mean, you gave that Bryson DeChambeau or something, he'd be hitting, 9-iron 200 yards.
Yeah.
So not useful for anything.
No. It's still, again, even with all this information, it really tells a story that go and get fit, especially if you're trying to blend them, knowing where the blend point is, what point in your bag do you need it. If you get towards longer irons with lower speed that aren't spinning enough, you're going to suffer. You're not going to carry it where you need to carry it.
And at some point, you got to go switch to hybrids, right? So, maybe that's a, 4 hybrids you need to add your bag. Maybe it's a 5, or maybe it's even a 6.
Yep.
You get down to 70 miles an hour with a 7-iron. Your longest iron probably should be 5 or 6-iron, right? And that's only if you really like those.
Yeah, you want to hit an iron.
Yeah.
Give us your feedback in the comments. We love it. Tell us your stories about purchasing Cobra irons. Have you had any success with King Tech or King Tech X? We look forward to seeing you next time. We've got plenty more data to share.